which is 3:35 to 5:30 in Italy. And day 8 is to be determined. We're going to have 2 hours from that of coverage. One event from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern and 9 to 10 Eastern. Which is prime. The first hours are prime time before we start that live episode. And then CNBC that date, March, and then 8 day 8. It's going to be alpine skiing, one storm first run. 4 a.m. to 5 a.m. Eastern. And then that's 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. in Italy. And then 11 a.m. to 11:45 in Italy. It's the mixed 4 by 2.5 kilometer relay across the country. So you're gonna have you're gonna have either 4 people from in like men's or women's, 4 people from either 2 men and 2 women, and they might be from different, either one class or different class. It doesn't really say like which classes they're gonna be from. If it's gonna be from all a certain class, just 2 men, 2 men. Or you're gonna have like one visually impaired, one like with only one arm, one with only one leg, one sitting, one standing, it doesn't mention that, so but 11 a.m. to 11:45 a.m. in Italy, and then that's gonna be on CNBC from 5 to 5:45. That's I'm gonna be showing on Peacock the full thing, but then snowboarding Mendel and Banks on the first runs from 5:45 to 6:25 Eastern. That's gonna be 11:45 to 12:25 in Italy, and then 12:25 to 1 p.m. in Italy, 1 p.m. in Italy. That's 6:25 to 7 p.m. Cross country opened 4 by 2.5 kilometer relay live, and it's gonna be on, and then 1 to 2:15 p.m. in Italy, 7 to 8:50 Eastern. It's the snowboarding Mendelman's Banks final run. And then the alpine skiing, when some final run is from 2:15 to 3:05 in Italy. The alpine skiing wins some final run, and the cross country mixed 4 by 2.5 kilometer relay on CNBC preview, and then that's 4:05 to 6:30 in Italy. Mixed team mutual curling final. And then from 6:30 to 7 p.m. or 12:30 to 1 p.m. it's gonna be a repeat of the snowboarding men's being some final runs. And then on day 9, on NBC it's gonna have from 11:05 to 1 p.m. Eastern the final, the hockey final, live on NBC, and that's gonna be from 5:05 to 7 p.m. in Italy. And then the sing cross country men's 20 kilometer live, that is from 4 a.m. to 5:15 in Eastern. And that is sing cross country men's 20 kilometer races. That's 10 to 11:15 and 11:15 to 11:40 Eastern. Or in Italy, 11:15 to 11:40 in Italy. That's 5:15 to 5:40 Eastern. The continuation start of the, or join in progress, or start of the men's final first run live, and then the stand cross country and zone 20 kilometer live from 11:40 to 12:35 p.m. in Italy, 5:40 to 6:30 Eastern, and 6:30 then a 10-minute break a little bit, and then 12:45 to 2:15, which is 6:45 to 8:15 Eastern. The cross country men's zone 20 kilometer, the visually impaired discipline, the visually impaired group, I guess, class group, that's visually impaired is going to go then. And then they're going to have the rest of the sled hockey bronze medal game joining progress from 8:15 to 9 Eastern, which is 2:15 to 3 Eastern. And then the final repeat, men's alpine skiing, and when some final run, it's going to be TV premiered from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Eastern on the CNBC. It's going to be TV premiered. It's you could watch it live on Peacock, but it's going to be TV premiered on CNBC. And then the sing cross country men's 20 kilometer, that's going to be re-aired from 4 to 5:15. They're going to condense it to an hour and some hour and 15 minutes on might be joining that progress like on the repeat. And then the closing ceremony is from 3:30 p.m. to 6 p.m. in Italy, or no, it's 3:30 to 6 p.m. Eastern time, which is actually an hour later than the closing ceremony was for the Olympic Winter Games. That was from 2:30 to 5 Eastern. The closing ceremony, this is from 3:30 to 6 Eastern. And that's going to be because the sled hockey final is live. So they want the sled hockey final. So they want the people from the athlete, the Paralympians from the sled hockey final, the gold medal game, to be able to make it the closing ceremony. Have time to make it the closing ceremony. So that's going to be on CNBC. That's 9:30 to midnight in Italy. And that's at the Cortina Curling Stadium. Is where I believe the closing does, which is where the closing ceremonies are. I believe they are. At least that's what the Peacock, when I was moving through the listings, see if there was Peacock, it was posted on Peacock yet. It's under a sports tab in Peacock. It's not like its own separate tab. It's like under a sports tab, which I figure that it would be. I figure it would be its own special thing like the Olympics. Like, come on. Do I wish it was under its own separate thing? Like, even just under the Olympics tab? They have the Olympics and Paralympics together? Do I wish that? Even that? Yes. But will I take it? Being in a sports thing? Will I just even take the bare minimum? For right now? Till they finally learn the Paralympics. These are more, and actually get viewership. Enough of, even if it's a little bit higher viewership threshold. Even the regular Olympics didn't do this. They aired the best stuff in prime time. But I get it. But, even the Paralympics, they should, get at least a little more, treatment, But it is what it is, I guess. I'll take it. I guess for the Paralympics, you kind of got to take it any way you can get it. Because these TV, these people, like, either, people stereotype the Paralympics because, like, people stereotype disabled people, like, or Special Olympics. They have the Special Olympics. People stereotype them. People stereotype Paralympics. People that are visually impaired, like blind people, they stereotype, like, with, like, limb losses, like, they stereotype all that stuff, And it's like, no. It's like people, it could be someone who served in, like, the military and lost the arm, lost a limb in the military, or was born that way, born blind, born deaf. You're gonna stereotype them because of that? No. Why should you, It's kind of wrong, just to stereotype someone. Or someone, or if even if they serve in the military, you're gonna stereotype say, like, a military veteran. That's, hey, I served in the military for a couple years for this country. Or, I'm gonna stereotype them, Like, like, no. You don't know, And it's kind of, and these people are just living their dreams, They're just like, it's impressive feats, of sporting, Like, people say, oh, I'm like, hey, the hockey final. You're not gonna see, like, the huge hits, the huge fighting, like USA Canada was, or the, all that stuff. Yeah, and it's not gonna get as much publicity on TV. Maybe because of that, or it's not gonna get, like, the treatment, because of that, because the NHL is going on, or it's gonna be harder to find, like, the soccer games on, like, streaming, or you might have to, that might be on YouTube for free, or an obscure streaming service. It might be. You might have to search this stuff out. Like the Paralympics, yeah, I have to search it out. But if I look it up on, like, the search engine, yeah, I can find it. But I don't. But I can't. But I'm not gonna just, like, hey, I watch NBC, or USA Network or CNBC. I'm gonna get, like, an ad for the Paralympics. I might. I mean, maybe if I watch USA Network, I might, like, constantly, I might get some ads for the Paralympics in spots where they can't fill, like, time slots with, like, USA Sports ads, but that's all I'm putting at best.